Hello there, how you going? Today's live, I'm talking about the essential steps to being in an empowered relationship. I hear this so often of individuals who are very, very empowered in their working life, in their careers, in their own businesses. Yet it's like chalk and cheese when it comes to their relationship. So you may manage teams, you may manage staff, you've just got it all going on, you're really assertive, you're determined, you're persistent in your working life. Yet when it actually comes to your relationship, it is very, very different. Black and white, chalk and cheese. I think you're getting the idea of what I'm trying to say. So a question I want to ask you is, what would it be like if you didn't need to get validation from your partner? You didn't look outside of yourself for your sense of knowing that you are okay. You got it going on in your business and in your working life. Yet how come in your relationship it's very, very different? And you know that deep down the potential of who you are, the strength and what you're capable of, because you do it in your working life. Yet when it comes to your relationship, it's really different. So why is that, do you think? Have you asked yourself the question? So do you actually want to stop worrying? Do you want to stop overthinking? And do you actually want to find out what really works? Well, you're in the right place if you answer yes to that. So as a marriage therapist, I believe there are three essential keys that are going to make a significant amount of difference to the empowerment that you feel in your relationship. The empowerment that you have in your working life, imagine having that in your relationship. And having worked as a therapist for 15 years and also as a coach, I know that there are three significant keys that are needed to feel empowered in your relationship. And so that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So first of all, you need to have a very, very strong daily, consistent, disciplined practice. Have you heard of meditation practice? Well, it's practice. I'm going to talk into that. I'm going to talk into being able to stop that internal judgment that so many people have and learn a step-by-step way to trust yourself and have your own back. And lastly, it's really important that you are able to really ascertain and know within yourself when you are out of alignment with your authentic self. Because if you're not in alignment with your authentic self, you're going to be yes, yes, yes. You're going to have the pleaser going on and you're going to feel wobbly. You're not going to feel good and grounded in yourself. So if you're serious about becoming your best friend and feeling very empowered in your relationship, I'd encourage you to stay on this video, and I'm going to give you tons of value. So let's go to talking about having a really robust, consistent, daily, disciplined personal practice. Why have this? So we have these brains that like to comment and they like to chat, and they can often be quite incessant, particularly if you've got a bit of stress going on. And when we have stress, we can often drop into that survival way of living. And when we're in that survival way of living, it is harder for you to balance your nervous system down. So what I mean by your nervous system is an incredible there's just so many ingredients that make up your nervous system, but it's deep within yourself. And it's our job as humans to balance our nervous system. So when your nervous system is balanced, you're eating good food, you're sleeping really well, you're drinking the required water that you need to keep yourself really calm and regulated, you are doing all of these things, you're able to connect in with your breath, you're able to ground yourself. Working as a therapist particularly is people are very heightened. They're in the fight and flight. And it is so important that we all individually are able to regulate our nervous system and come down into calm. So by having a regulated, grounded nervous system, in your body, you feel connected, you feel strong, you feel at one. And you're breathing, you're so much more connected into the body, and you are calmer. And so by having a daily, consistent, persistent practice, you're going to know if you're a little bit off. You're going to know if your adrenals are fired. You're going to know if you've been triggered. Well, you know when you've been triggered, but it's being able to regulate yourself to bring yourself back down into calm. It is absolutely vital, because if you want to feel empowered in a relationship, you need to know how to self-regulate yourself. You need to know what is your stuff and what is your partner's. And something I heard recently, which I thought was really helpful, was, can I do me while I'm with you? How do I stay in my own lane? How do I stay regulated? And to be able to be in a relationship, look, relationships, if you have a look at relationships, they are the most amazing playground for growth. They teach you so much about yourself. A partner can trigger you. A partner can touch in on the wounded parts of you that haven't healed. And it is a great time for exploration and to have a look inwardly. And so all relationships, you're going to have the, we'll call it the yin and yang. So you may have a partner who's kind and at times is unkind, who's caring, uncaring, is giving, is needy. That's relationships. But it's learning how to stay in your own lane and not take on any of your partner's stuff. And as humans, we are really good at getting into our partner's business, trying to perhaps live in the potential of who you would like them to be. You may have expectations, you may have assumptions. Now, all of these are recipes for a cesspool of pain. I just know firsthand, working with couples. The key is bring it back to yourself, stay in your own lane, and come back to a really disciplined practice. So what does that look like? So it's really good to start small. If you have no type of disciplined daily practice, where do you begin? You got to play around with this. What works for one person doesn't work for another. I know for myself, my discipline practice changes. It's changed over the years. What I need now is very different to what I needed 3 months ago. I'm constantly tweaking it, but I definitely have some go-tos that are absolutely crucial. And meditation is hugely important. You've probably heard that thrown around. Meditation, what I love about meditation, it gets me out of my head. It gets me connected into my body. I call it coming home. It's a place where I land, where I inhabit my body, and where it has been a practice. It has taken many years to get to this place. But I ideally meditate at least once a day, if not twice a day. I find it a beautiful practice. It helps me get out of my head, helps me land, it helps me come home is another great way to put it. But having a robust, daily, consistent practice helps me stay in my own lane. It helps me, if I've got any strong emotion coming through, it helps me to land into that emotion. Having emotions is your superpower. It is a great way for you to explore and know your inner world and know your yeses and nos. So having a daily consistent practice, whether it's meditation, whether it's journaling, whether it's walking in nature, whether it's stretching, whether there's many different things. You've got to just begin. So if you do nothing, you don't go, right, for 45 minutes a day, I'm going to be doing this. You start off little. With any type of new goal, start off little, bite-sized pieces, and then you can build from that. So you may go, right, I'm just going to do 5 minutes of meditation. I'm going to find a meditation online that I like. I like their tone, I like their voice, and you're going to do 5 minutes of that. Begin there. If you already have a really strong daily consistent personal practice, then you may want to tweak it or add to it. But the whole idea of it is it's an essential tool for you to feel very empowered within yourself, the relationship that you have with yourself. So then you stay in your own lane in a relationship with somebody else, and you are able to emotionally regulate yourself when you are in your relationship. So that's the first essential step to being empowered in your relationship. My second essential step is stopping the internal judgment and learning the step-by-step way to trust yourself. So it's the first thing is to notice the internal judgment. And how do we do that? Well, we have to be still long enough and to be mindful enough to actually notice what your mind is thinking and what you are feeling. So how do we do that? Well, we have to slow down long enough to be able to do that. So a step-by-step way to begin trusting yourself is slowing down. So how do you do that? You begin really slowly. It is a game changer for a lot of people when they begin to notice how much they judge themselves. If you're highly critical of other people, if you're critical of your partner, if you're critical of your mother, your father, your in-law, your sister, your friend, where has this come from? Where has this internal judgment come from? It's a behavior that takes a lot of intentional practice and mindfulness to begin noticing. Because when we judge ourselves, we can vibrationally feel a lot. Actually, a lot is the wrong word. We can feel weakened. So when we judge, vibrationally, we feel less disempowered. When we are empowered, and when we have acceptance and when we don't judge, our vibration is higher. We're a half glass full. So it's beginning to notice your thoughts, and it's beginning to notice how you feel in your body. It's noticing if your vibration has come down, because often the thoughts are so automatic that you actually may not even notice that you are judging yourself. So the first place to begin trusting yourself is to slow down. This is the previous step about having a robust daily personal practice, is mindfulness, is to be able to be in the present, me, here, now, feeling it in the body. What am I feeling? What am I thinking? And to be able to slow down long enough, it can often feel a little bit foreign, because aren't we people always doing? Do. If you want to have a richer relationship, i.e. your partner, you've got to have a richer relationship with yourself. How do you form a richer relationship with yourself? It's by slowing down. It's by stopping. I call it coming home. That may seem very foreign to a lot of people, but I've been searching for a really long time. Well, what have I been searching for? I always thought it was outside of myself. It's not outside of myself. It's actually within myself, and feeling it and coming in. And I visit home regularly, and I love it because I no longer look outside for my validation or in search of my sense of belonging and my sense of acceptance. It's bringing it all back to myself. So it's trusting the process. So stopping the internal judgment and learning this, the step by step. The first step is to stop, to slow down, and to begin noticing what you are thinking and also how you're feeling. That's a great way to begin. And the last part of the 3 essential steps to being empowered in your relationship is to identify when you are out of alignment with your authentic self. I could do a whole video. I could talk a morning about this. I'm really mindful of the time, so I'm going to really laser in. How do you notice when you're out of alignment with your authentic self? We're all different. It's getting to intimately understand yourself and how you work. So I have spent a lifetime getting to a place where I feel I'm more authentic than I have ever been in my life. And it is a beautiful place to be. Hello, Julie. I relate very much to that search for home. Lovely. I'm so glad you do. I love that. It is, isn't it? It's about being able to come home and land and a sense of belonging. Literally just talked with someone about this yesterday. Beautiful. Nice to see you on here, Julie. And that reminds me, I sort of start speaking and then I think, oh, hashtag replay, hashtag live. Love to hear if you're listening to this live, or I can see you are live, Julie, so welcome. So you're coming back to living in a relationship where you are authentic and being able to identify. I think it's really important to be able to identify. Yes, you're live, beautiful. Being able to identify if you are out of alignment. I actually feel it in my body now. Never used to. I used to be known as a chameleon because I would adjust myself dependent on who I was in front of. If I felt a bit safer with someone, I would let more of me out. However, if I felt a vibe, I used to think I had a special gift, but it really was just a trauma response that I learned from a very young age to read the room, to read. And of course, that began with my adopted mum. I would read the energy and see how she was. And so I'd adjust myself. So I've spent my whole adult life wanting, being, hoping to be more authentic. And it is a bit like peeling the onion. I was going to say lemon. Peeling the onion back layer by layer by layer. Keep going. This is what personal development is about. Till the last breath I take on this planet, I'm constantly learning and growing about myself so I can live more authentically. I was a chameleon. So Julie, yes, this is hitting me hard with relatable realness. Thank you. And that is sort of where I'm at, is I no longer can sort of hide behind. I was so terrified of rejection. I was terrified of abandonment being a thread through my entire life. However, I'm at a point now where I get it. Nobody can reject me. The only one who can reject me is me. And every time I put others before myself, every time I adjusted myself, every time I wasn't fully me, the one who was rejecting me was me. And I would feel it. I'd feel it in my gut. I'd feel it in my heart. And I feel so out of alignment. I felt like a friggin' fraud. And the more that I so I'm sitting here in this chair and I can feel my feet on the ground. I'm embodied. I'm in my body. I haven't been in my body most of my life. Really is. I would have to say the last couple of years. I'm now in my body. It's friggin' fantastic. And I love working with people who are in this space who want this or are here, but want to have more authentic relationships. Anyway, oh my God, boom. I love it. Yeah, so great that you are here. I'm in tears with how much this is hitting home for me. I am so pleased, because this is why I do what I do, is to really speak into this, in that it is all about, for us to have a really rich, empowered relationship with somebody else, we have to have it with ourselves first. Head, heart and gut, and it lands in the body and you friggin' feel it and you know. And sometimes some relationships are to end. And it's knowing what is right for you. And it's feeling it within yourself. So it's being able to really connect in with that courage inwardly. And actually, I've got a brilliant Google Doc. It's called Rediscover Your Courage. So this might speak to you, Julie, if you want to know more about this. This Google Doc is really great ways. It's rediscover your courage, because it's freaking scary when you're peeling these layers back and you're showing bits of yourself. It's like, holy crap. It is terrifying, but there's lots of little steps and ways to do this. And in this rediscover your courage, you will tap into that. There will be things in there. Absolutely. I will direct message you. I think I'm just about out of time. Yeah, I am. So thank you so much for joining us, Julie. It's fantastic to have you on here. So if I just sort of really condense and just tap into what I've talked about, it's all about having empowerment. I see so many people who are empowered very much in their careers and in their businesses, and they've got it going on. Yet in their relationships, not as empowered, sometimes on eggshells, not being fully honest. And so being able to discover what that is, getting very clear with the vision that you have of how you'd like your relationship to be. And then the mission behind it. Are you in alignment with your values? That is crucial, because if you're out of alignment with your values in a relationship, you are going to be all over the place. You're going to get triggered. Your survival will come up. You fight, flight, and it's on. Anyway, I could go on about this all day, so I better keep moving. But yeah, if any of this has spoken to you, love to hear your comments. Julie, fantastic to have you on this live. And until next time, I better keep moving. Love to you all. See ya.